This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. It's a Technique Tuesday, so this is a Technique Tidbit lesson. And right now with these Technique Tidbit lessons, we're looking at scale patterns, interval skips within scales, that sort of thing that really help develop that dexterity in the left hand, sort of coordination between the right and left hands, just trying to get that control, that technical command over the instrument down. So in this one, we're going to look at interval skips of a fifth within a scale. So I'm going to work this through just a classic form of the major scale. I've got that up here on the board if you need it, so hopefully this one is familiar. If you've been watching these lessons, it should be. Got a whole group of lessons on those Theory Thursdays where we unlock the fretboard theory that go over the major scale and how to understand the fretboard through the different forms and how they all work together. But here in this lesson, I'm just going to demonstrate it with this one form. I'm going to do it right in the middle of the neck. So I'm going to put my middle finger on that B flat, which is at the 6th fret of the 6th string. So that'll be our root. And it's good to practice these though, down low and up high, because our hand is wider down low and it's tighter together up high. So you can do these in a lot of ways. But we'll take a look right here with this one, right here with these interval skips of fifths. Now, if you don't understand intervals, there is a Theory Thursday lesson that explains intervals. But basically, we're skipping from one pitch to another one within the scale. Now, music tends to have lots of stepwise motion, so that helps when we're playing through our scales, and we've got scale patterns that help us work through different groupings of those. But we also have well-placed skips where we skip over a note, and we're going to work with the skip of a fifth. So we're going from the root to the 5. And then what we'll do is go from step 2 to step 6, and then from 3 to 7. We'll go from 4 to 8, or the root again, and then 5 up to 2, and then we'll go 6 to 3, 7 to 4, and we get that root up to 5, and then 2 up to 6, 3 up to 7, we're going to have 4 up to that high octave, and then 5 up to 2. And now we've used the entire range of this particular scale form, so I'm just going to go back down. So where I just did 5 to 2, that means I'm going to go back to 4 to the root, and then 3 to 7, and then 2 to 6. Then I've got that root to the 5, 7 to 4, 6 to 3, 5 to 2, 4 up to that root, 3 to 7, 2 to 6, and then root to 5, and then because this particular scale form goes lower, I'm going to go down to 7 to 4, and then I can come back to that root. So if I do that without talking, it would sound like this. These big interval skips, it's really not that far a fifth, but as we're skipping around, it sometimes means skipping over more than one string, and sometimes we have to do that with the same finger. So we're going to be in the same fret, but on a different string. And when I do that, I try and roll. Sometimes as we get wider, it's a little hard, and it's okay if you need to just pick up your hand and move it. But as I'm going through here, like in this first one where I'm going up to that fifth, and then I got to come down to the 2, I am rolling, laying out my finger flat, and then rolling it back onto the pinky. If we're going higher to the same fret, then it's really easy. I'll just demonstrate here. We can just flatten it out. But sometimes we got to get these going where we're even crossing more than one string. So as you get familiar with it and you start to see that, you can start to plant those fingers, which is really valuable to play this as slow as you need to play it accurately, nice and slow, in control, with those muscles relaxed. I've talked about this before on Technique Tuesdays, but it's important to keep the muscles relaxed. Keeping those muscles relaxed opens the door for us to play a lot of things that we can't play when we're all tightened up. So I'll play this a little bit faster, but you're going to want to watch as you're doing it for those finger rolls. So I've got one here. I've got them in lots of different places as we're playing through this, and that's really good for our hands. We get used to these bigger skips that we sometimes do in music. So sounds like this. So you go ready and... like that. And as I've explained, you can do this in any scale form, any scale type. So it's a great one to work on things with. Now, we did it in the ascending fashion. We also want to be able to do it in a descending fashion. So that would mean I would start on 5 and go down to the root, then 6 to 2, then 7 to 3, then root to 4, and then 2 to 5, 3 to 6, 4 to 7, 5 to root, 6 to 2, 7 to 3, root to 4, and then 2 to 5. Then we come back down in the same fashion, so root down to that 4, 7 to 3, 6 to 2, 5 to root, 4 to 7, 3 to 6, 2 to 5, and then root to 4, 7 to 3, 6 down to 2, 5 to root, and then 4 to 7, and then we are out of space. We can just come back up 5 to root. So if I do that without talking, it would sound like this. And these are really great, of course, to get them slow and then increase that tempo. So great thing as we're working that control in that left hand and then the right and left hand coordination and so on. So hope that helps. More of these types of lessons coming out still on Technique Tuesdays. Of course, we got jazz lessons on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Theory Thursdays, and various things on other days. So lots of lessons coming out on the channel, and of course hundreds and hundreds of lessons already released. So lots of help. Hope you're having fun with the guitar. Take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.